Today I wanted to talk about loneliness. I've been traveling for many years, mostly by myself. I teach English online, and a lot of my students have asked me, "Oh, don't you feel lonely? Don't you feel lonely?" And honestly, yeah, the answer is yes. A lot of times I have felt lonely, and recently I remember this video that I saw by one of my spiritual leaders, Thich Nhat Hanh, where he talked about loneliness and the illusion of connection. So if you guys want to hear what the master has to say about being lonely, overcoming loneliness, yeah, this will be a quick video. Well, basically, Thich Nhat Hanh says that in today's hyper-connected world, we're more digitally linked than ever, but we're still really alone. We feel alone on the inside. And he gives us some insight as to why it happens and how we can heal from it. So his idea basically is that loneliness isn't because you're physically separated from other people, but that you actually feel lonely because you're disconnected from yourself. A lot of us, when we feel lonely or anxious or anger or whatever we feel, we start running and we look for distractions, relationships, drugs, video games, TV, whatever. But the more we keep running from these feelings, the stronger they become. So in the case of loneliness, if you run from your loneliness and try and meet your friends or try and, join an online group, whatever, once you're away from your friends or once you click out of that online group, you're gonna feel lonelier. I feel like we're connecting because, we're messaging, we're liking, but at the end of the day, we know that we always want more Instagram. Why do you always want more? Because there's like this emptiness, a void inside of us. And so Tish says the best way to fill this void isn't with things from the outside, but by going inside. The way out of loneliness and pain is by going into oneself. So then, what's the secret? How do we learn to love ourselves, and how do we overcome these feelings of loneliness and emptiness? He would say that the remedy is in something that we call mindfulness. Mindfulness is a term you've probably all heard thrown around a lot these days. In the yoga community, meditation community, or I don't know, the hippies. Mindfulness basically means, being aware. Being aware of what you're feeling, being aware of what you're thinking, being aware of what you're doing. And the idea is that by taking our attention away from the outside and bringing our attention inside into our feelings, into our thoughts, into our physical ailments, that we start becoming whole again, basically. We need to take care of ourselves, and if we're always going out, putting our attention outside, we're not giving ourselves enough attention. So he offers a very simple technique, which he calls mindful breathing. All it requires is sitting down like I'm doing now, in maybe a comfortable position. You can also do it while walking or lying down. You're just gonna pay attention to your breath. So when you breathe in, you recognize and you think silently, breathing in. And when you breathe out, same thing, you think to yourself, breathing out. This simple practice of paying attention to your breath coming in and out for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, as long as you can do it, can profoundly transform our lives. It's helped me out. I'm not a monk, and I still have issues with feeling lonely and sad and maybe anger and all the other negative mental states, but it's a journey, and I can say that I've made a lot of progress in the past few years by learning to breathe and paying attention to the breath. Inevitably, as you try breathing and paying attention to your breath, you'll find yourself getting distracted by thoughts. What am I going to eat tonight? Or I can't believe I said that to her, or whatever. And that's okay. You just don't let yourself be pulled off into those thoughts. When you notice that you've been taken away into that thought, just bring your attention back to your breath. Oh yeah, I was thinking about dinner, but now I'm breathing in again. and I'm breathing out again. Through this practice of breathing and being distracted by our thoughts and sounds and physical pains, and then coming back to focusing on the breath, a few things will happen. We're going to build our concentration. We're also going to become aware of the types of thoughts patterns that we have. Thoughts is like, our thoughts are habit energy. We form habits and we often get stuck in the cycle of having the same negative thoughts again and again, whether they help us or they don't. But as we become aware of those things, maybe anger or fear or jealousy, we can learn to embrace them. We recognize them, we embrace them with compassion, and as we do so, those negative energies, they start to diminish and we start healing. So mindful teaches us to be present with what we're experiencing, with what's happening. Instead of running, resisting, fighting, wishing for something else, we learn to sit and to embrace the situation at hand. In doing so, you're going to gain confidence, you're going to gain insight, you're going to gain presence, literally. And as you become more present, mentally, physically, emotionally, you're able to offer more to the people around you and to the world. And I think that those feelings of loneliness will also start to disappear, because you'll realize that you are strong enough to be your own island. Going out there looking for people or substances or whatever to kind of cover over your loneliness isn't going to help. You have to really go inside yourself. And so yeah, guys, this was just a quick summary. I feel lonely sometimes, I think we all do, but I think that this is a very useful practice to become familiar with our loneliness and to embrace it and to soothe ourselves as opposed to looking for something outside of us to soothe us. So yeah, as Thich Nhat Hanh said, return to yourself and you'll never be alone. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoy this video or think it might help someone, please share it, like it, yeah, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Are you guys interested in these kinds of talks about wellness? I'd like to start incorporating this kind of stuff into the channel more, like meaningful conversations, thought-provoking ideas, things related to health and wellness, maybe some exercise, some yoga, some meditation. Yeah, if you guys want to see a meditation, let me know in the comments. I'll upload one, we can do it together. Thanks for joining, guys. Be well. Remember, you've got what you need inside. See you next time.